Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we're going to look at the basic features of Google Docs. The first thing you'll possibly notice if you've been a Word user for some times is the menu is much more simplified and streamlined than they have with Microsoft Word. Google Docs is sort of evolving at the moment and hasn't been around for anywhere near as long as Microsoft have had their Word product on the market. So before we get started, this is your workspace, like any other word processing document, blinking away ready to go. You'll notice that it creates the file name up here, and every one you open will be untitled document. To give it a name, I simply click up there and we'll give it a name first page. Once I've done that, I can just click back down on the normal space and it will be saved. One thing you'll notice when I make some changes is it will say all changes saved to drive. So if I go down and type hello world, so a bit of my programming going, you'll see that it says it's saving. I go and delete some words, it's saving again. It automatically saves everything you do, so you'll get into the habit of not needing to save. Those of us who've grown up on Word will be pretty regular to saving every 5 or 10 minutes or so, or risk losing our work. So that's a really handy feature. Across here we have our usual menu items, and I'm going to explore each of those in depth in future videos. So we've got File, Edit, View, Insert, very similar to the wording used in Microsoft Word, so it's not a great shift from one to the other. It does lack some of the functionality of Word at the moment, but it is quickly evolving. So even in the space of the last 6 to 12 months, Google Docs has increased its sort of ability to do many things exponentially. Running across the bottom we can print, undo of course and redo. Format Painter is one that I'll go through in a later video that's extremely useful. We can change our zoom there. So usually I have it on about 100%, but that depends on your monitor and various other factors. Different styles of text, and again I'll explore those in a later video. The type of font, some of you may be used to seeing hundreds and hundreds of fonts, so there's probably only 15 or 20 there that you can choose from. I'd imagine you can import more if you like, so right at the bottom there you can actually go and get, so if you've got a special font, perhaps it's the stationery for your business or your workplace, you can go and get that font yourself. Next one across is our font size, bold, italics, underline. We can change our text color if we wish. If we want to highlight the background, it's actually in the same button. So some people find it a little bit hard and say, I can change the color of my text to blue, but I can't find the highlight or the background color behind it. So with our little hello word down here, I can come up here and make my text yellow. I might make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. And maybe my background or my highlight color, I might put blue in there. Of course, to get back to where I was, I can just undo and we're back to normal again. You'll notice that again that it saved everything along the way. We can insert links. So these Google Docs are a bit like a live document. No longer do we just get them and the end product is a printed out version. We can embed these into websites and various other places. Things about putting in comments, justification or alignment, line spacing. Because they try to keep everything quite uncluttered, extra tools are available here. So if we click on more, that's where we can put our bullets and unordered lists and indenting. This feature here is one that you probably might not have seen before in Word. It's actually one that clears the formatting of the text. So in other words, if it's some of it's bold and some of your documents italics and some is this size and that size, it will reduce those back to sort of a very basic font or format. So that's a very handy one to do. At the end here we've got editing. Again, that will be in a later video, an extremely useful tool, particularly if you do lots of drafting and editing of documents. You will fall in love with this particular section. Finally, if we want to see the full screen and get rid of some of the menu, we can click on there. It doesn't make a significant difference to the overall effect, so that is the basic features of Google Docs. I look forward to working through the individual items in future videos.